Hey everybody, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome to the channel. We got a new beta build today, and we got some pretty cool new things added in. Tier set vendor was added in, so you can now buy and test your tier sets for free. We had a change to loot rewards, how they're going to work in M+, from the Great Vault and End of Dungeon reward. We saw what the new seasonal Affix Thundering is going to entail, as well as the new Keystone Master Mount, the Hailstorm Armor Dawn, and a bunch of Devastation changes. Not massive, but they do make a big impact. For the Devastation changes, the starter build has been updated to use more appropriate talents, which is always nice. It will help people that are brand new, not really understanding how to play the class, to take a more appropriate build that is more the meta, per se. Fire Breath has been redesigned. This is the big one. Empowering Fire Breath now shifts the proportion of damage between the instant effect and the periodic effect. So a rank 1 Fire Breath will do more damage over time and less upfront damage, where a fully charged rank 4 Fire Breath will do much more upfront damage and a much smaller dot. This is actually pretty huge for our burst damage. Blast Furnace and Heat Wave were redesigned to now match the new Fire Breath effect, and Eternity Surge damage radius was increased by 4 yards to 12 yards. When looking at the changes to the Fire Breath, they do essentially the same damage, the rank 1 with the larger dot versus the rank 4 with the burst, except for in the pure burst scenario, you will do much more front-loaded damage if you tip the scales, Dragon Rage, and then pop your Eternity Surge and Fire Breath at the same time. Pop your on-use Trinket right after that, and then Deep Breath, you'll do a massive chunk of damage. But otherwise, doing a rank 1 versus a rank 4 Fire Breath does essentially the same damage by the end of it. So this is something where if a target is lower health, it actually becomes better to Fire Breath max rank to get that front end loaded damage, as long as they'll survive long enough to cast the max rank. And earlier in the fight, it's probably better to do your rank 1 Fire Breath to get the dot rolling and getting as much damage out over that period of time, since it does very minimally more damage at rank 1 than it does at rank 4. As you can see here with the burst, doing well over 500k, just instant burst from Dragon Rage, Tip the Scales, Eternity Surge, and Fire Breath. The new Keystone Master Mount is called the Hailstorm Armor Dawn. It's a dragonkin dinosaur, basically. Kind of a Stegosaurus Triceratops mixture. I think it looks pretty cool, but again, everybody's going to be on their dragons, flying in the Dragonflight, so does it really matter that much? I think it would have been cooler to have a customization for one of the dragon riding mounts throughout all the seasons, but to each their own, I suppose. The new seasonal Affix Thundering. While in combat, players are periodically caught in Razageth's unending storm. As the storm passes, players discharge excess energy that can damage and stun allies. There is no positive effect to this as far as we know for the moment, which is weird because most seasonal affixes have the negative connotation but also some sort of positive buff aspect to it as well. So we'll have to see how this plays out and if this is actually the full affix. As you can see with the loot rewards, it's changing to now be max rank dungeon reward, as well as Great Vault goes to plus 18, and you can see how the eye levels for the first season will split up as follows. I'm personally a fan of these changes. I think that the plus 18 is a good thing for me. Casuals probably are not going to like having to do 18s to get their max reward from the vault or the end of dungeon loot, but I personally like that because I enjoy doing M+ and trying to push as far as I can in it. I think the changes to Fire Breath are excellent. Extra radius on Eternity Surge is never a bad thing. And the changes to the talents to more accurately reflect how Fire Breath is now just makes sense. I cannot wait for M+ and some future raid testing this week and going forward to be able to really see how Evoker plays out in content where stuff survives more than a few seconds. That pretty much covers everything I wanted to talk about today. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.